Let's see Francisco. Let's see how they're training the border patrols. This is going to be interesting. It's a short video inside Trump's border patrol training facility. I want to see how the thumbs are trained. How do they train the thumbs? Literally no views. That's interesting.
I'm not going after my own kind because my own kind will do it legally.
They didn't come in the right way, so they aren't my kind.
Who was born and raised?
Oh my God. Oh Lord. Oh my God. Oh my. You're not on the team, little bro. That head shape is not Yakubian, my boy. Oh Lord. Oh my God. That's what it started off.
I'm not
Zero self-preservation skills.
going after my own kind because my own kind will do it legally.
They didn't come in the right way, so they aren't my kind.
Who was born and raised along the border?
And then you see people that are getting arrested at court.
Do you think some of these folks will show up thinking they'll be able to walk back out and get life settled before they move on to the next step?
I would say 100% of them do.
You're not on the team, little brown boy.
Look at little brown girl thinking she's on the team, brothers. Oh my God, it's fucking sick as fuck. We are literally leashing the subhumans and we're throwing them at each other.
This is how every general, corporal, major, whatever the fuck they call themselves, in ICE and border patrols look at you. Okay, this is what they think about you. Oh Lord. You know, in World War II, Nazis, even though they believed in the inferiority of, for example, the Slavs they were fighting, they would allow them to have their own little detachments that they would just send first on the battlefield just so that they pick up all the mines on the ground or pick up the first bullets as literal human shields. This is what you are for them, little bro. Oh my fucking God. Zero self-preservation skill. No, those people are objectively far worse than white people in ICE and Border Patrol. No, I am dying on this hill. Minorities that are in the United States in Border Patrol or in ICE are far worse than the white people there. Because the white people there are there to preserve their interests, to preserve racial hierarchy, to preserve systemic racism. There's a lot for them to win from this. They're still evil pieces of shit. But like the motivation is, okay, yeah, like I want white supremacy because I'm white. Let's fucking go, bro. Well, if you do not gain almost anything from white supremacy and yet you fight for it, you are worse than the other guy. The other guy, no matter how fucked up he is, he has an excuse. Like, it's in his interest. You doing it, you're just doing it because you're a fucking traitor. Because you're a pure, disgusting little snail of a human being fucking traitor. And because you're lying to yourself. Okay? Or because you're just fucking lobotomized. You're a lobotomite. You're dumber than a fucking bag of nails being thrown off a fucking window. Complete idiots. Complete idiots.
The morning inspection, and there's about 1,100 recruits, which is the most they've had since 2009.
I literally, unironically, have a greater hatred towards them than to the other one. Because as Marxists, we understand that people are subjects of their environment and instinctually want to preserve the hierarchies that benefit them. So when I see somebody actively fighting for a hierarchy that does not benefit them, I respect them even less than the other guy. Yes, I absolutely respect Slavs that fought for the Nazis, even though the Nazis thought that eventually all of us need to either be castrated, enslaved, or exterminated. I respect them even less than quote-unquote Nordic Aryan Nazis. 100% yes. Yes. What the fuck? Yes. Pure Uncle Tom behavior. It's on steroids.
You all are a tremendous part of national security, and we sincerely appreciate that you've taken the first step and that you've signed up.
Forward! Forward!
We got one of the soldiers.
After months
Look
of
at these
request,
soldiers.
were
They're
granted
soldiers.
rare access inside the U.S. Border Patrol Academy, where under President Donald Trump, the curriculum has changed.
This is the fastest I've ever seen government move.
One of the biggest changes, a new pursuit policy.
Our last pursuit policy, we would let them go. So they knew that the Border Patrol would not pursue them. Execute.
That's no longer the case.
Feel that? Oh yeah.
They're also rolling out new firearms technology for better aim.
The new implementation is the MRDS, which is a miniature red dot sight.
Is it a game changer though for you?
100%.
Thank you, Afro-Altruism. Thank you very much for that, Afro-Altruism. And the Developing World Tax. Thank you, my friend. There you go. Be like Afro-Altruism.
Really?
Yes.
Western whites are great at avoiding taxation. That, or I just don't have a lot of Western whites on chat, which is crazy.
What's going on this afternoon?
Many of the changes paid for,
They really have none of the humans that matter, okay? No Yakubians in chat. It's insane.
they say, by President Trump's Big Beautiful Bill, which also allocates funding for 3,000 new Border Patrol agents, on top of the more than 19,000 already on the job.
We'll grow this year to about 1,800 students at any given time here.
And that's going to be a record high.
That will be a record high.
Keeping those numbers up requires a major recruiting push.
It's record high because they have a bigger budget than ever, right? That's why. And because, number one, it's because the budget is bigger. That's like 90% of the reason. 10% of the reason is because of the political climate in the United States. We're now openly advocating for blowing the brains out of illegal immigrants is considered not even a political question. It is the political mainstream, the ideological mainstream. Thank you, Radio Snarf, for the 4 months, you beautiful motherfucker. Thank you, Radio Snarf. And Pings, poor Western taxpayer coming in, may I ask, what's the best way to quicken the collapse of the IS country, in your opinion? I've been trying to go there, but impossible. It is to allow them to pile on their own contradictions, to agitate against their exceptionalist idea that they deserve to exist in the form that they exist in, and to put pressure on every person you interact with to both organize and make their voice heard when it comes to what Israel can do and cannot do. So yes, pressure, and then there are contradictions. But long term, we need, unipolarity to go with out with the trash in order to be able to do anything about the 51st state of the United States, also known as Israel. And thank you, Imported for and Bought. Let's fucking go for the Primey. If you have a Prime, shoot your Prime. Why not? It's right there. You just press a button. It's so cool.
You could continue to do what you're doing now, right? Serving our country and get paid to do it, right? We have an incentive right now that if you graduate the academy, you get $10,000. You stay with us 3 years, you get an additional $10,000. You mentioned she's pregnant, right? If 3, right? You could continue to do what you're doing now, right? Serving our country and get paid to do it, right? We have an incentive right now that if you graduate the academy, you get $10,000. You stay with us 3 years, you get an additional $10,000. You mentioned she's pregnant, right? If you were employed with us, you would have 3 months on top of your leave to be able to spend with your family and your baby when your baby's born.
I think what's more important to me is the drugs.
That's what you want to, that's
what I want to get rid of, what's in the United States, which is the fentanyl and stuff like that.
For Border Patrol, what's the
Dude, oh my God, I fucking love American chuds, dude. Like, the combined IQ of this entire building is 12.
As you see it?
Helping, assisting immigrants coming into the country and not just being that enforcement and keeping people out of the country or deporting them.
Two-sided as you see it.
Customs.
I will join the SS because I believe that more best people should join it, and that is the only way we can increase the standards of life in our concentration camps. Yeah, I want to join the SS because I want to change the system from the inside. Okay, I will make sure that that 12 people sleep on the same bed instead of 24 the way they are doing it now. Yeah.
and Border Protection says applications are up.
I would ensure that we wait that the child is at least 5 years old, before we gas them,
Nearly 70% from a year ago.
How old are you now?
I'm 20.
You're 20.
Yes.
When you tell your friends back home, like, I'm joining Border Patrol, are some like surprised?
Yes, they're kind of like, wow, you're starting pretty young, or how do you feel about arresting your own kind? And
how do you?
Dude, you can see the shame in his fucking face. You cuckold. Ideological cuckold, political cuckold, ethnic cuckold. Jesus Christ.
You answer that when you hear that.
They didn't come in the right way, so they aren't my kind.
What?
Hella American accent there, bro. I feel like you were not even an immigrant, bro. I feel like you're not even an immigrant, bro. Feel like you were born in this country, bro. That accent, feel like you were born in this country, okay?
One story may surprise you. Latino, the son of an immigrant.
The son of an immigrant. There you go. I fucking knew it. Dude, my woke race science is off the charts. Dude, off the charts. You were born there, okay? Lord.
Raised in a border town. But here, we find that's more common than you might think.
How many of you are fluent in Spanish right now? Nativos. Good.
Dude, fucking Latinos, American Latinos in chat right now, what the fuck?
How many of you are fluent in Spanish right now?
This ain't my fault. No, of course, no. I'm not throwing shit at you. I'm like, dude, can you guys keep your fucking cousins in check or some shit? Can you bully your cousins out of doing this? This is insane. This is insane. Dude, it's the majority of them. What the dude? This is the majority of them.
Good. Most.
CBP says more than half of their agents serving along the southern border are Hispanic.
Who was born and raised along the border? Yeah, good group. Okay, let's go around real quick. Sir, where were you born and raised?
Brownsville, Texas, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I'm kidding. That's a great place. Sir?
Eagle Pass, sir.
Eagle Pass.
Harlingen, Texas, sir.
Calexico, California, sir.
El Paso, Texas, sir.
Laredo, Texas.
New Jersey, sir.
To better understand what motivates them to join, we go to El Paso, Texas, a city of about 600,000, sitting across from Ciudad Juarez, Mexico. 2 cities, 2 countries, but as locals see it, 1 community.
We bully the shit out of them. These are the fail kids of our community. They are not even members of your community anymore, in my respectful opinion. Ostracize, 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 fucking ostracize. Fuck this shit. Fuck that shit. No, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit 1000%.
We don't see people from other individuals. They see them as family.
And here, that idea of family seems to extend even further to include Border Patrol.
We have friends who older siblings who are in Border Patrol, or they're going into Border Patrol. I have a cousin actually that's in Georgia doing the training to do Border Patrol and then come back here.
You guys are fucking idiots. What do you think happens after they quote unquote secure the border? What the fuck do you think?
Increasingly, Border Patrol agents are being pulled into ICE operations far from the border, controversial, and at times, violent.
Is that the Border Patrol you know? Is that what you're accustomed to here?
From what I have seen on social media, like in Chicago, in California, that definitely doesn't look like something our Border Patrol would be doing or how they would be behaving.
And do you think most of them are motivated by it being a good career opportunity?
I think so.
For sure, for sure.
Because a lot of us also originated from our families crossing over as well.
So you don't forget your roots?
Yeah, definitely not.
And just as they can see why some here sign up for Border Patrol, they also sympathize with migrants trying to do it the right way, legally.
And then you see people that are getting
Who are going through the
arrested
process.
at court.
That's not going to be a thing. Oh my God. After the quote unquote illegals are completely barred from entering the country, if that's even the long-term goal, because you always need a kind of underpaid underground of cheap labor. But let's not even get into that. I talked about that like 7 million fucking times. Once the so-called illegals are taken care of, the legals are going to be taken care of, and then the residents are going to be taken care of. By taken care of, I mean fucking booted the fuck out, because that is how fascism works. That is how othering works. Once a particular category is taken care of, you need another boogeyman. The second illegal immigrants are no longer a problem, they will need another boogeyman, and that's going to be legal immigrants in general. And then the next boogeyman is going to be what? So-called ethnics close to the border, specifically those who have immigrated themselves or who are first or second generation immigrants, because it's going to be much easier to pitch them as non-American natives, if you know what I mean. I'm saying native in a hyper-ironic sense. That is how it has always worked, and it is how it always will work. You always need an enemy. It is literally the cliche, oh, they came for the communists, they said nothing because I wasn't a communist. Like, they came for the illegal aliens, I said nothing because I wasn't an illegal alien. They came for the immigrants, I said nothing because I was not an immigrant. They came for the children of immigrants, oh, fuck, shit, oh, wait, that's me, oh, fuck, oh, Jesus, oh, what the fuck? Oh, Lord. Trump is already working on denaturalizing, absolutely. And I'm going to repeat myself. I'm very adamant about this. These people are worse than white American white supremacists that join these organizations. Because whites in these organizations are preserving the status quo that benefits their whiteness, that chooses to preserve that particular ethnic hierarchy in the country, chooses to preserve systemic racism. There's something in it for them. There's something very, very real in it for them. They're all disgusting fucking subhuman piece of shit freaks, but you can understand the evil, obviously, but you can understand the motivation. People who do not directly benefit from white supremacy and yet actively fight for it are worse than the ones that benefit from it, because at least the ones who benefit from it have a reason to do so. So fuck these people on steroids is what I'm saying. You're proactively choosing to be the bad guy, even though your conditions, your conditions, the system you find yourself in is not going to really give you anything for choosing to be the bad guy. The other guys are bad guys because you think they're preserving something. You're not preserving anything. You just lie to yourself. Oh, I want to catch the ones that are doing it in the wrong way. I want to stop the flow of narcotics. Put the fucking fries in the bag, bro. Who the fuck are you lying to? Disgusting. Exceptionally disgusting. In Europe, specifically hyper, because there was a lot of them here, though there was a lot of them in France and also in some Scandinavian countries. I mean, it comes from a Scandinavian country. We'll call these people quislings. Okay? That is the appropriate political terminology for example, children of immigrants or immigrants themselves that join ICE or that join Border Patrol. Quislings. Okay? What is a quisling? This is a quisling. A traitor who collaborates with an enemy force occupying their country. Maybe we need an unedited version of that when it's not a country but their particular ethnic category. There's no such thing as being one of the good ones. No amount of ladder pulling, boot licking, or dick riding will ever save you from when they turn on you. Absolutely. Dude. You guys have dogs, right? You have dogs, right? You love your dog, right? It's nice. You pet it. You give it food. Somebody attacks you, the dog bites somebody else. You love it. You genuinely care about it. But does it sit on the table with you? Do you give it money? Do you consider it an equal to you? No, it's a fucking animal. You love your animal. You love what your animal does for you. But it's your fucking dog. It is a dog. That is what these people are to white supremacists that are allowing them into these organizations. They might even care about them, but the way a master cares for a dog. You will always be a dog to somebody who never believed in your humanity in the first place. So don't be a dog, willingly or unwillingly. You freak fucking cuckolds, dude.
Because they're like going through
the process of trying to get their citizenship and doing it the right way.
Yugo, it's because they don't believe white supremacy is a real thing. Yeah, the dog doesn't know it's a dog. If the dog knew it was a dog, it would be like, what the fuck? The dog's vision on the symbiosis between us and them is very different than our vision of our symbiosis with our dogs. Does that undermine just how much of a dog your dog is? No. So no matter how much they don't believe white supremacy is a thing, particularly in those organizations and so on, as they join them, it doesn't do anything about the fact that those are white supremacist organizations that are utilizing them as leashed dogs that do their bidding. Oh, but you're actively dehumanizing them. Look me straight in the eyes. Yes. Yes, I am. But now I am not the one participating in the process. I am simply calling out a whole group of people who willingly dehumanize themselves, who willingly leash themselves, and who willingly go bark, 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 barky, bark. Can I has treat? Yes, $10,000 sign-up bonus. Yes, $10,000 bonus after 3 years. Yes, 3 months vacation. Thank you, master. Okay? I don't need to dehumanize you. You have dehumanized yourself. If you bark like a dog, if you roll like a dog, if you run like a dog, and if you bite like a dog, and if you're as loyal to your master who will never see you as an equal like a dog, you, my friend, are a dog. Instead of put the fries in the bag, maybe we should say, okay, now roll over. Play dead. Don't drool over the carpet.
Quote unquote,
and they still get detained.
Don't. No.
2 hours, 30 minutes reminder to support the show. You know what to do. Let's get to that fucking Gamba stream.
Sorry.
Put the bone in the bowl, boy. Bro, shut the fuck up. Just put the bone in the bowl. That one's not bad. That one's not bad.
We see that in the halls just
okay, bro, just go fetch. Bro, okay, bro, just go fetch. Or that one is not bad. That one is not bad.
outside of El Paso's immigration courtrooms, where volunteers prepare folks for their hearings.
Do you think some of these folks will show up thinking they'll be able to walk back out and get life?
I can sympathize with why they are like this, but also fuck them. Absolutely. Like you can sympathize with a white guy for participating in a white supremacist organization because you're like, oh, he's a product of his environment. You know, we're all products of our environment. But the fact that we are all products of our environment does not eliminate agency from our fucking hands. We're still driving our destiny. Sure, yes, as Marxists, we analyze things systemically and we can understand why people are the way they are in almost every social category. And don't even get me started about every single class category. But it still makes them abhorrent pieces of shit. Or dogs. Barky bark. Put a bone in the bowl, boy.
Settled before they move on to the next step?
I would say 100% of them do.
Of El Paso's immigration courtrooms, where volunteers prepare folks for their hearings.
Do you think some of these folks will show up thinking they'll be able to walk back out and get life settled before they move on to the next step?
I would say 100% of them do.
Just over our shoulders, those are federal agents gathering in front of the elevators.
So we're going to go see somebody just stepped out of court here. He might be detained by the federal agents, which is an ICE initiative, but we're told Border Patrol agents are supporting this.
You can hear one of the volunteers praying aloud.
Hail Mary, full of grace, they're only taking the Son, and it's both the Son. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women.
For a moment, it appears even the agents are confused. They took the son into custody and then stepped back out, realizing his mother was also on their list.
Véngase, si se puede ir con nosotros también, véngase. ¿Ok? Pásale para acá. ¿La van a detener también? Sí, a ella también, véngase. Vamos a hablar con usted ahorita, ¿ok? ¿Cómo? Pásale para acá.
So they took him first, her son, separate.
Because they're, like I tell you, they have paperwork and they're all over the place.
And they didn't realize that she was also
so
to be
here
sent
they
back.
And then you see the cruelty. I think this is violent. Them just standing right here is violent.
You really wonder, why are they doing this? Like, why would you do this job in this community too? Because it's their community as well, and many of them are Latino.
I wonder that a lot, and I do get upset.
Because they are
when I just
dogs,
tell them,
and they
"Yes,
appreciate
Mom."
being dogs, and they like being dogs, and even if they don't understand they are dogs, they are nonetheless dogs. Fucking barky bark, dog ass motherfuckers, dude. Son of a fucking bitch.
Emily, they're not criminals.
I'm not going after my own kind because my own kind will do it legally.
Born in Mexico, Agent Claudio Herrera first came to the U.S. as a student. He says it took him 11 years to become a citizen, and 6 years ago, he joined the Border Patrol.
I've been asked sometimes before.
Yeah, okay, why do you want to live in the States? Why do you want to live in the States? What do you get out of the United States of America? Why don't you unironically go back to Mexico? Why don't you unironically go back to Mexico? You went to the States to get a quote-unquote better life. What does a better life entail? You don't have to join a gang in order to be wealthy. Well, you join the fucking gang. You can do what you love because it's the land of the free. Well, I don't think you got that. I don't think whatever you fucking graduated, I don't think you're the artist you always wanted to be, the engineer you always wanted to be. You're a fucking border cop, okay? Your American dream, your American life after having left your home country was to just patrol the border between the new country and your home country. How does this make you patriotic about what the United States has given you? The United States is giving you nothing. You went there and they told you, okay, you're here, now we can't do anything about it, but we're going to use you to make sure less people like you come here. That is your American dream. That is what you're fighting for. It's baffling to me. It is so baffling to me.
In my past.
No, he does it because they fucking pay well. Because they fucking pay well. They always pay the Quislings really, really well. That is why he's doing it. He wants to lie to himself. He's a dog that doesn't know he's a dog. This one in particular feels like he prides himself in the fact that he's a dog.
Aren't you ashamed of apprehending your own
What do you say to
blood?
that? How do you answer
of
that?
Of course not. Because I'm protecting my community. I'm protecting both sides of the border. If we allowed criminals to take over our communities in any side of the border, they're going to grow. They're going to bring more weapons to the streets. They're going to bring more violence to the streets. My deepest advice to anybody.
My fucking God. Mary Layer, thank you for the very kind 2 gifties. Let's fucking go.
That is coming from Mexico. We know that you want a better future for you and your family. But if you decide to do it illegally, you will only...
But wait, if they just want to get a better future for their family and are not bringing guns, what's the problem? Your whole problem with them is that they bring drugs and crime.
Wonderful.
But if these guys that don't want to bring drugs and crime and just want a better life, what's the problem with them then? They contradict themselves in like 3 seconds because they haven't thought this through. They just actively lie to themselves. 24/7 because they feel shame, and they should feel shame. That like core human drive, core human imperative that like itches you from the inside whenever you're doing something bad. That's what these guys get. That's what these guys get. And they ignore it, and they lie to themselves, and they gaslight themselves. Just shut the fuck up and put the fucking bone in the bowl, dog.
Find jail, or you will only find death.
Out here, the desert adds its own danger. Summer temperatures can climb into the triple digits. And even though CBP says the number of official crossings has dropped, volunteers like Juan Ortiz says desperation keeps people moving.
Not a day goes by in which literally they don't find a body wrapped up in concertina wire or in some sewage.
Along this same stretch of border, people respond to the same reality in different ways. Some in uniform, others, like Juan, with water.
For me, this has always been a very, very spiritual experience. As you can see, all the national discord is and how heated it is and how angry people are at the border, and this is the reality of the border. Dead silence.
Here, the border is more than a headline or a talking point.
Dead silence.
Some see it for the pain it brings. Others, the promise it offers.
It's not an easy job, but it's a rewarding job, and America loves you for it. So thank you. God bless you all. Honor first.
Thank you, Chief! Thank you, Chief!
You're not soldiers, bro.
We are standing by for
1,000 and eternal fuck yous, no Fed posting in chat, to every single one of these pathetic subhuman dogs. There is no excuse for doing what you're doing, especially if you're from an immigrant family or are an immigrant yourself. Hell, to the contrary, if those conditions are met, that makes you worse. That makes you worse.
ICE does the most brutal raids possible, deports people to countries they didn't even come from, deports them to El Salvadorian prison camps where they go missing. They go missing inside the US too. They create concentration camps with worms in the food. A Chinese immigrant was found dead in ICE detention with his hands and feet tied. Injustice anywhere might as well be happening right next to you, because the US is so influential, it will eventually influence your own country too. And me personally, I don't want to see this bullshit in my country. They do these raids because they say these illegal immigrants are criminals. They don't do anything and they take American taxpayer money, which is why they raid places of employment like construction sites. They're even dangerous. Just look at this mother being detained without a warrant. I'm sure she must be some sort of Al-Qaeda, Hamas terrorist. There are countless videos on the internet. When you work in ICE, you're supposed to arrest people your country doesn't want it.
So I need a drink watching all this fucking shit. Jesus, this made me so fucking angry. And that's a position of immense fucking privilege, right? Like, I'm not scared for all of this. I relate to it because I'm a fucking immigrant. I am an immigrant. I don't live in the country that I was born in. I'm not a citizen. I'm working towards my citizenship. Am I treated pretty differently because of that fact? To a very, very large extent, I am. Not by the locals. The locals are very chill. But by the system, by the institutions that the system is supposed to provide me, because I have permanent residence here and yet refuses to. And then, you know, I happen to be from another Balkan country. Motherfuckers that are not from another Balkan country, or God forbid, like have darker skin tone than me. Those motherfuckers are not having a very grand time when it comes to interacting with the institutions or with the local citizenry. But at least there are no marauding masked guys picking us off the fucking street because they felt like it or because their accent sounds strange. Because we are not speaking the local language. So, as an immigrant, I additionally relate to the experience of these people, but I am still saying, not yet, very good point, but I'm still saying that I'm relating from a position of relative privilege because I don't have to experience this shit. Like, for fuck's sakes. For fucking fuck's sakes.
their borders by ethnicity. When you work in
Cheers, chat. This is vodka mixed with coffee because I'm not getting another glass and I am unhinged.
Gestapo, you are supposed to arrest people your country doesn't want in their borders by ethnicity, usually needing to have a strong eye to look out for who is good to go and not good to go. The weirdest thing is how they arrest citizens born in America and the ones that got naturalized legally by living in the US for like 15 fucking years. Bro, if you live anywhere for 15 years, you're a loco.
A terrified woman flees two men in masks.
Leave me alone!
It's not a mugging. She's an American citizen being chased by ICE agents who think she's here illegally.
And these people who are deported are...
For a super random statistical reason, because I am a historiograph, how many ICE people have actually been shot? Because if it's under 100, that is insane. If it's under 1,000, that is insane. Masked guy with a gun starts running at me. The fuck? And I'm carrying. I'm not saying that I will do it. I'm saying like I'm surprised that thousands of people don't like spontaneously react to a masked guy running at them. Said by a masked guy such as myself. Okay. And I hate that they wear masks even more because now my aesthetic is connected to their fucking aesthetic. And the mother of all irony, I look the same way as people that are deporting people, and the main reason why I'm wearing a mask is so I don't get deported before I get citizenship because of my political activism. Cinema. This guy wears a mask so he doesn't get deported. Those guys wear masks so that they can deport people. Cinema. Absolute cinema. Absolute cinema. They don't target people who can arm themselves here. That's a good point. The only time ICE has been shot at, the people being kidnapped were killed. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. American chuds that love the fucking amendment, brother. Oh my God, I fucking gun. The state cannot just come picking people up. The Americans be like, bro, like we have guns so we can protect ourselves from authoritarian figures of the state coming in when nobody expects them and picking people up and putting them into unmarked vans and taking them to undisclosed locations. This is why we must arm ourselves. Dude, that is happening? What do you mean? No, we are protecting ourselves from that. Never happened. Dude, that is have you opened TikTok? Have you walked down a street in Chicago? That masked guys in the middle of the night picking people up, putting them in unmarked vans. That's the thing.
Sometimes not deported.
They do their job so hardcore that even like sellouts like, Venezuelan Quislings, Chinese Quislings, Cuban Quislings have been put into ICE detention camps and will potentially be deported. My favorite guy is the guy who recorded the fake political prison camps in China, who then migrated to the States and is now in a real political prison camp in the United States of America. It is okay to laugh at those people. That is absolutely fine. Okay? That is absolutely fine. The loudest motherfuckers about the Second Amendment are the same cocksuckers in ICE. Absolutely, brother.
To their own home country, but whatever they look like. Such as when they deported this massive Cuban Trump supporter, I could give you a million guesses and you would never guess where they deported this dude from Cuba to. They deported him to fucking Eswatini. As you can see on this map, there's a very large distance between Cuba and Eswatini. I also want to thank my sponsor for today, CyberGhost VPN. These guys are very popular with over 38 million users worldwide and over 20,000 excellent reviews on on
Guys,
Trustpilot.
have you seen the Belarusian
You know
president glazing Xi Jinping? It was so
how
funny.
much 38 million people is? That's like all of Canada. And in today's age where privacy is being absolutely cooked by countries and companies, using incognito mode does not do anything. Your internet service provider, your school, even your home Wi-Fi router, they can all track what you do online. And that's where CyberGhost VPN solves the issue. Select one of their over 100 locations before you browse to encrypt and reroute all of your traffic through their secure servers. This way, no one will even know about your online activity. CyberGhost also unlocks geo-restricted games and content from...
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen this. I don't know if you've seen this. This is what I mean when I say Slavic woke race science. Like a Slav will immediately be like, a Slav will meet a Chinese person, and a Slav will be like, "Oh, you're very Chinese," and then everybody's like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, you're not like supposed to say it out loud," and then the Slavic person explains why he said it. Like this is a perfect case. I'm giving you cultural insight into Slavic directness. Okay.
Xi Jinping, we've become real friends.
What's he like? What's President Xi like?
He's Chinese.
What does that mean?
It means he's smart, precise, calm to an unbelievable degree, like all Chinese people. That's their trait. They're never in a rush. They're intelligent people from an ancient civilization.
Lukashenko is an autistic icon, 100%. There you go. That's literally it. That's literally it. Oh God. That is Slavic directness. That is Slavic directness. I don't know if I should tell the story. There's this, like 6-7 years ago, there was a dude. We were at the bar, and I can hear like a conversation from across the bar. And there's like these 3 locals and this black dude that's visiting the country for like a week for work, and he's drinking, and the 3 dudes next to him like start interacting with him, and it's the night is turning out great. You know, they're drinking together, blah blah blah. And then they finally ask the guy like, "Oh, where are you from? You're black. Where are you from?" And he says, "The United States." And the guy literally goes, "Ah, fuck. I don't want to drink with you anymore." And he's like, "Why? Because I'm black?" He's like, "No, because you're American." Of course, it was said in a joking manner. They continued drinking together, but it was.
For the sponsor.
Because I remember like going like spidey senses like tingling, like everyone like, "Oh shit, we're about to see a hate crime." But no, like the reason was they didn't give a shit that he's black. They gave a shit that he's American. Then motherfucking American.
Or how people just randomly get sent to El Salvador, including Venezuelans that got deported from America and then got tortured in the prisons in El Salvador. These people escaped their countries to make money and send money back home because the US ruined their fucking hometowns, ruined all of Latin America completely, overthrowing their governments for fucking bananas, and then after the only way to make money that was left was to immigrate to America, they send them to El Salvador where they are tortured. And you know, with ICE, you have to carry your papers with you showing that you legally can be in the country. So when these officers come up to you to ask you for your papers, you don't get imprisoned. We had a dude doing the same exact thing here in Europe. It was a whole thing where you needed to carry your papers with you at all times. How about an armband as well? So these nice officers don't have to go through the trouble of checking all these people's papers. And even if you carry your papers with you, these motherfuckers will just say your passport is not real and arrest you.
How many United States military veterans have you deported?
Sir, we have not deported U.S. citizens or military veterans.
Madam Secretary, we are joined on Zoom by a gentleman named Sejun Park. He is a United States Army combat veteran who was shot twice while serving our country in Panama in 1989. Earlier this year, you deported him to Korea, a country he hasn't lived in since he was 7 years old.
ICE has zero morals. They arrest mothers in front of schools. They give people seizures. They pull guns on people. They shove women to the ground. They pepper spray priests. And this all depends on how you look. And I hope you're ready to get harassed anytime.
From here? Yes, he is. What country? Was you born here? Was you born here, man?
But the best thing is you don't even have to be illegal for ICE to arrest you or minimum harass you. There are so many videos online of Americans getting arrested because they're black or Hispanic. And the reason I care about this so much is because whatever happens in the US happens in the rest of the world too, because it's such an important country. And personally, I don't want to be kidnapped by masked men while I'm being a tourist in like Spain or some shit and I didn't carry my passport with me, because pickpocketing is a 6-figure salary in Spain and I don't want it stolen. I just think ICE is one of the most evil things this world has ever invented. Just randomly harassing people and being this brutal towards them. P.S. Who the fuck does Jeremy Renner think he is? He's literally only known for playing the lamest Avenger, and he allegedly
the growth that I'm seeing from Gattsu over the years is incredible. It's absolutely incredible, especially for a Georgian. Georgians lack the capacity of advanced political analysis. Just that part of their brain was never given to them. But through really hard work, they can develop that part of their brain. And Gattsu has successfully done so, and it's quite inspiring to see.
To call ICE on his Chinese girlfriend. Also, there's this video with an ICE agent enjoying his
What the fuck? Somebody called ICE on their girlfriend? Oh my god.
Day off, driving drunk.
Holy mother of God.
His shit with his kids, and he gets.
I guess like when somebody dates a person of a different ethnicity or whatever the fuck, it's not always a sign that they're not still racist, which I find so insane. Like, if you're racist, why are you attracted to what you consider to be subhuman? I genuinely, like, it's I know fetishization, I know forbidden fruit, I know all of this, I know everything you're gonna say, I know, but it's still insane. Ooh, my whole ideology is that you people are inhuman, so I'm about to have sex with you. What? The fuck?
It's arrested by
misogynists date women. Point taken, Ufigi. Excellent point.
Black people, and tries to go Hans Landa on the dude, trying to figure out what sort of a black he is exactly.
What sort of a black are you, sir?
I don't want to get hit. I don't want you to get hit. That's why I'm trying to do the exercise. That way we can move on. Are you Haitian? That's nothing to do with my race, buddy.
My question was, are you Haitian?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where he's from. Okay. Look, man.
Because Trump is so into insider trading and crashing the economy on a whim, just to tell then everyone buy the dip and then flex on how much money his friends made, a lot of people have been complaining that the American economy has not been doing so good. And this TikTok of now that Trump is president, we will be able to afford a house did not come into fruition, along with massive public sector cuts because of fucking Elon Musk. Oh my god, man, this world is this world is a clown. It is a clown hole. It's a circus. Genuinely is a circus, man.
The funniest timeline. We're not in the worst timeline. We're not in the best timeline. We're in the funniest timeline.
Can't believe Big 25, right? We were supposed to have flying cars. What do we have? Putin, Netanyahu.
Of course, I watched the ICE DUI video, mate. It's either a power play thing or just hypocrite. Oh, we talked about this for a second, my friend. There's a power role, I believe. Have you read Black Skin, White Mask by Franz Fanon? I think it helps explain a part of it. I've not read it, but yeah, I guess it is. I hate to sound conspiracy brain, but it is very surreal to see people in the U.S., one of the primary causes for global warming, running around with signals that say no ICE, because they could be talking about their immigration policies or their environmental policies. Yes, the choice of name is so cliche. It is borderline impressive. You feel angry when all the EU leaders have to take Trump seriously? No, I don't take them too seriously either. I kind of the main reason in that kind of power relationship that makes me hate Trump even more is because he normalizes European leaders. Most other politicians and presidents and prime ministers that are pieces of shit, and that are unhinged, and that are like objectively like fucked up evil people. But then you put them next to Trump, and they all of a sudden fucking look normal and civilized and like borderline intellectuals with philosophy PhDs. So that's why I hate Trump, because he's normalizing the other idiots, because he's like Harambe next to humans.
Trump and Elon and AI slop. Oh. Don't forget Palantir. Bro, the co-founder is so funny because you could have any hobby in the world, right? Like, for example, me, I like playing PlayStation, right? And I like Souls-like games. Like, I like Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, right? I also like, I don't know, working out and stuff, right? But I can't believe this dude's hobby is talking about the Antichrist, bro. Like, why couldn't you choose anything else as a hobby?
Oh, that's so good. It's not a hobby though, but that's a great joke.
Like, you could like traveling or something, right? But no, his hobby is giving lectures about the Antichrist. So many people have been fired from their careers they've built up for years. But then Donnie comes in. You can join ICE. ICE is the best organization there is.
Bro, I can't even watch UFC anymore. What the fuck is this bullshit, bro?
By the way, you will get a salary of $100,000 with a $50,000 signing bonus. What? Are you out of your fucking mind? I've never even seen $100,000. And this motherfucker is giving
all the Latino ICE members like fucking shaking, like, oh no, it is different. They came in illegally. I'm not doing this because of a fucking $50,000 signing bonus, amigo. Like, trust me, amigo. I love my people, amigo. It's the illegal cocaine guys, amigo, not the 50K signing bonus, amigo. Like, trust me, amigo, yo. Like, I'm not a sellout, amigo, even though I'm accepting money to betray my ideals and my people. But I wouldn't call that a sellout. I would call that getting the bag, amigo. And I'm getting it against the non-amigo amigos. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know, bark, 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 bark. I am a dog.
this salary out to professional racist kidnappers. You're firing teachers and USAID workers, saving lives to hire more people at ICE. Although it would be very hard to expect anything else from a dude who was referred to as a loyal lapdog by Jeffrey Epstein. After a long day of blowing Bubba, being called a lapdog by evil kid rapists, you just gotta get it out your system and start arresting some mothers. Also, these agents are literally just...
Okay, this is a great video. It's a pretty funny video. It triggered quite a lot of people. Holy shit. Almost 1,000. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it.
Some dudes. No special training or anything. They just give a dude a gun and tell them to arrest a Mexican.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point. That's exactly what you do. You don't give, experienced combat veterans that have some sort of principles of honor or, what is a legitimate target, what is not a legitimate target, and all that classic liberal shit. You don't want that kind of classic military liberal. You want a guy that just 100% unhinged because he's gonna deliver, dude. They get bonuses for the amount of people that they incarcerate, okay, that end up getting deported. So you just do it like a numbers game, like a literal numbers game. I just run around catching anybody with a little bit more melanin.
They're not even good at this shit because they keep detaining Americans. If I was in ICE, bro, I'm a professional. I can tell a Norwegian apart from a Swede, and I can even notice.
Dude, I would literally, dude, no, that's terrifying. That is actually terrifying. That is terrifying. I would give me ICE command in Chicago and give me 3 months. That city will be depopulated. That city would be de-fucking populated. Holy mother of God. Oh, Lord. Oh, God. Oh, dude. No. I would make...
if they're around the area by the amount of snooze nearby. But this is just my hobby,
Dude, I can guess a person's ethnicity based on the fucking chain they wear. Last night, I have to admit, I went to a birthday and afterwards we went to a bar. I swear, with both of my hands out, I swear, there was a drunk guy out of his mind, continuously falling on the ground and getting up. And this is a very underground bar where they don't kick you out, even if you're fucking dying on the ground. Like, if somebody's accosting you, you knock them the fuck out and then they leave. There's no security or anything, but if somebody really overdoes it, it's a buzz-in option and has a camera. And they're just never gonna let you back in. The sign of the people that are banned there is over 500 photos. It's a very specific type of bar for a very specific type of people. And I'm sitting there with my buddy. He's a Welsh guy, and we're watching one dude that's completely out of his mind drunk, just falling and getting up and saying not saying anything, but just blurring words. And I look at him that's either British or German. My Welsh guy looks at me. He's like, no way that he's British or German. No fucking way. He did it. He extends his hand and he says, 50 euros. 50 euros. 50 euros. If he's not German or British, I give you 50 euros. He stands up, goes over there, and I can already see him going like this. He comes back, he's like, he's fucking German. Son of a bitch, he's German. How did you guess? I'm like, I looked at him. What the fuck? Aren't you a woke race scientist as well? He gets angry that he lost 50 euros and he wants to double or nothing. And I look over at this like Slavic looking, very Slavic looking guy, but because of the outfit he was wearing, he was insanely slick back. It was a tight black T-shirt with a very large chain on here and a very large chain on here. And I said, I can't guess his ethnicity, probably from around the Balkans, but this man lived either in Denmark, Norway, or Sweden. What is my logic? The slick back with a lot of very cliche jewelry on a man immediately screams like a Northern European guy who wants to look swagged out, but he really doesn't know how to do it. Okay, it's a very, very niche aesthetic. If you notice it, you know it. If you notice it, you know it. Like extremely clean shaven, like a very intense. Not very intense, but you can really feel the perfume, etc., etc. It's like there's no way, dude. This is like a classic like Balkan guy or whatever. I'm like, yeah, but he lived either in Sweden, Norway, or Denmark. He goes over, asks him. The guy lived in Sweden and in Norway for over 20 years. The guy was 30, so he just came back like after like to his host country, to his home country. He de-immigrated myself. And guess what? I received another 50 euros. I drank for free that entire night. It was incredible. It was so good. We didn't drink that much, but like, I guess 2 out of 2. I'll tell you about my future adventures, but that was 2 out of 2. I guess the drunk guy, because I know how Germans and British people get drunk. It's a little bit different than other people. And I guess the Sweden, Denmark, Norway immigrant. That one's very easy. If you know how to spot it, you know how to spot it. That's more immigrant guy in Scandinavia. There you go. That's exactly what. There you go. Immigrant guy in Scandinavia. That's what I mean. Immigrant guy in Scandinavia, aesthetic, like 100%. 100%. How do you do that? It's an instinct, okay? Built on millions of years of researching idiotic fucking fascistic race science. That to an extent I've started to actually instinctually being able to either measure skulls or measure the particular behavior patterns of an individual and associate him or her to the likely cultural background from which they stem. So yes, do not give me position of chief ICE officer. It would not be fun for anybody.
I don't ruin anyone's lives. Also, they just wear masks, have guns, and never show identification or any sort of warrant. They could just be some random dudes kidnapping you, and you would never know until you arrive at the destination.
It is the ultimate Rugopnik contradiction. I am an immense radical on my belief in the unification of our species on the basis of species. That I truly believe that eventually even notions such as culture, ethnicity, the nation state, of course, national belonging, tribal belonging, all of this shit will become irrelevant. And I am looking forward to all of those categories becoming more and more irrelevant because under the right circumstances, they're pretty or whatever, but in the long term, they do more damage than they do anything else. And it's a LARP, like culture. If we really look at it materially, it's just like LARPing being one thing versus another thing, which is a very painful thing to hear, especially when you really associate with a particular culture. So I'm not going to go there. I don't want to hurt your feelings. I don't want to hurt my feelings. I don't want to hurt my career. But it gives you, when you have this particular set of analysis, it gives you kind of this large contradiction in your brain where you kind of, you have now completely despiritualized, intellectualized, de-deified. Okay, you have de-deified culture, national belonging, and all of those things. They are to you. They now pose much less value than they do for other people. Like I'm And by distancing yourself and by realizing that it's just a game of Pokemon, like, oh, I'm Swedish, oh, I'm German, oh, I'm from Ghana, oh, I'm Brazilian, oh, I'm Mexican, oh, I'm American. When you really realize that it's like, oh, I'm Bulbasaur, oh, I am Pikachu, oh, I am the big rock one, like it's whatever. No, that's a stupid allegory because the Pokemon are actually different. When you really realize it's all just a fucking LARP with like fucking flags and anthems or whatever the fuck, and like, ooh, my meat wrapped in bread is better than your meat wrapped in bread. You gamify it, and when you gamify it, you unlock this expert level of woke race scientist, as we like to call it, me, myself, and I, right? Where you can see the public depiction of sometimes intentional but often unintentional depiction, like signaling of your belonging to a particular category to people around you, no matter whether you're doing it intentionally or not. So yes, I have gamified guessing what culture you are from because I honestly and respectfully, genuinely do not give a flying fuck about where you're from. I give a flying fuck on whether you're a chill dude or not a chill dude. That's it. Except maybe if you're from Israel. You need to be a really chill dude that emigrated out of Israel for me to fuck with you. Like this guy. Yes. Yes. This was the guy. That was the guy. I immediately guessed it. That was the guy. Because, like, an immigrant in the UK doesn't dress like this. An immigrant in my only potential loss, because there's a lot of immigrants in Germany and in Switzerland that dress like this. So I couldn't guess those. But yes, that is particularly like Germanic states type of non-Germanic immigrant. Slav, Middle East, whatever. My culture loves food and family. Oh, you've never tried bread like back home. Back home, they make the bread real. Oh man, back home we have the real food. We have the real food. Said every guy about everything except I don't know.
In the van. And because ICE doesn't identify themselves, some people just started dressing up in masks and kidnapping people, pretending they are ICE. And they just get away with it. They come up to you, no documents, guns, put you in a van and take you away. Now, both Gestapo and ICE have their own camps where they concentrate a lot of people in it. ICE actually built one in Florida and called it Alligator Alcatraz, where the detained people were packed wall to wall in cages, having 32 detainees per cage, and even lawmakers were not permitted to view the entire facility. More than 95% of the detainees were from Latin America. There were maggots in the food and people had to dig the shit out of the...
But isn't the USA a worst war criminal in Israel? They literally make Israel possible every day. Yes, you are 100% correct. It is worse, but the United States is at this point a successful colonial project that has exterminated the domestic native population to such an extent that it has rendered them without strong political potential or power. That they still have potential and power. You get what I mean. Which renders, current existence in the States after the project has been, successfully done, less abhorrent than simply being a citizen of Israel, because Israel is in the active stage. The United States is also in the active stage of colonization. You get what I mean. But Israel is in the active stage on steroids. It's in its inception stages of colonization. And therefore, being a citizen of Israel that lives in Israel, you are directly or indirectly contributing to said colonial project. Just under this perspective, right?
Toilets with their bare hands because of the
That's the difference between being an American citizen in the States versus being an Israeli citizen. On the other, or like visiting the States versus the other thing. But for example, visiting the States or visiting Dubai is the same thing. Like people that all the time go to the States and they're like, "Ooh, I'm enjoying the States," but then are like, "You are a disgusting freak if you visit Dubai," are immense hypocrites and pieces of shit. Like that's it. There's no discussion there. Absolutely no discussion there. People that are like, ooh, you has performed in Dubai comedy show, and yet you perform in the States. The fuck are just complete cunts, and they don't know how the world works, and they believe in American exceptionalism and borderline are racist. I'm saying I don't give a shit. A real-based man goes both to Dubai and to the United States. Which is insane because I've been to both of those places. I'm literally the worst. Or Qatar World Cup was insane. Hypocrisy. That was insane. That was just Islamophobia, dude. It's just insane Islamophobia.
Lack of plumbing, and obviously inhumane.
I'm collecting all my fucked up countries. Guys, I'm going to Israel next week. I'm going to Tel Aviv. Dude, I'm so getting arrested in Tel Aviv immediately.
Treatment and brutality.
Guys, I can't believe... I always wanted to visit Tel Aviv. Now I won't be able to visit Tel Aviv. Why was I doing all this fucking pro-Palestine advocacy? What the fuck? I should stop all of this. I should go to Tel Aviv.
Yet the camp was
I told the story on the latest program episode. Like, I was on another birthday party. This week I'm like on like fucking literally 4 birthday parties. Tomorrow I'm going on another birthday party. This is fucking absurd. And and I was at a casino, like an Albanian and a Turk took me to a casino because they're fucking degenerates, Albanians and Turks, after a birthday. And I lost like $200 like a fucking idiot, but $150. I started losing it. And then these like very, very, very obnoxious, very drunk Israelis that were next to us left because their credit finished. I was on like the slot machines. The second the Israeli energy left the room, I started winning. I 3x'd, okay? So in that name, let's gamba here because I have money to spare, because I 3x'd money in an actual casino because the Israelis who were there, while they were there, I was losing, and then they left, and then I made money. Subscribe, gift a sub, pay your taxes, and let us gamba so that you can see in 4K how I lose all the money that I've made sitting next to an Albanian and a Turk and a bunch of Israelis inside of an undisclosed casino on the Balkan Peninsula. Wawa wiwa, wawa wiwa, wawa wawa.
Not only that, but 1,800 people were detained here, and the whereabouts of about 2/3 of those people could not be determined by their family, lawyers, or journalists. Amnesty International called the facility a human rights disaster and launched a campaign to shut it down because of the unsanitary conditions, lack of medical care, and minimal access to lawyers, and the family not knowing where their fucking family were. Also, there were reports this concentration camp cost $450 million and got flooded in a day. Now I know this video devolved into comparing the aura of the Gestapo and ICE, but I can make this joke. Stalin was Georgian and we fought the Nazis, so I can make fun of the enemy. Also, I did get checked by the American border force too, so I can make fun of them as well. With that being said, comparing aura of the Gestapo and ICE is like comparing a nuclear bomb to a kid with bad lungs, which does usually happen to be ISIS targets. These dudes cover their faces because they are afraid to be cancelled online and be doxxed. What are you, bro? Dream? They are so proud of their jobs that they cover their faces. And if anybody got a problem with what I'm saying, my name is Willy Sagnol and I am the head coach of the Georgian football team. It's so amazing how technology has advanced so far, right? We all have phones, computers, debit cards, Ubers, and social media. With this AI company, Palantir, cooperating with ICE on locating and catching these people to deport them. You know, back then, the Gestapo had to keep tabs on all these unwanted people with lists and stuff, had to go through the trouble of locating them, but now there is no need because Palantir does all the work for them. They're even lazier than the Gestapo, man. I can't fucking believe this. I'm very interested in how Zoran will deal with ICE in New York because I don't think New Yorkers will take ICE lightly. I hate this shit and I don't want to see it around the world. It's just brutality based off race. It has nothing to do with being illegal or anything, and I don't want them to set the precedent for the entire world to start doing stuff like this because America, Russia, Israel are all about kidnapping people now. We talked about America this entire video. They're extremists protesting in Israel for the right to the people they kidnap. And Russia decided to go one level above everything and start kidnapping tens of thousands of kids and giving them away on a website where you can filter them by hair color, eye color, age, and behavior, with around 20,000 kids being abducted. One of the most famous Ukrainian bands, Dacha Bracha, made a music video too about the kidnapped Ukrainian children that have still yet to return to their homes. It's on the United 24 channel. You can check it out if you want. It's pretty sad, and I hope this worldwide bullshit ends for everyone. Thanks a lot for watching. Goodbye. Don't forget to click on the description link to get
link in description. Description.